First of all, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
Red Cross for obtaining this very important Peace Prize, because here in Luxembourg you have played a very crucial role. It's definitely, I think, one of the biggest activity towards volunteering that Luxembourg have done with Red Cross, and I wanted to hear from you what were the challenges, what were the positive points for you to share with the people, what you think in the last 6 months were the positive sides and the challenges.
Okay, so first let me thank you again for the award, which really goes to the volunteers of the Red Cross. And the volunteers of the Red Cross are just the volunteers of this country, if we're talking Luxembourg Red Cross. The challenges of the first weeks has been channeling the manifestations of solidarity, because when I refer to the so-called migrant crisis, the first we had was not a wave of migrants, but it was a wave of solidarity and second-hand clothes, to be more specific. So once the people in Luxembourg heard that there was something out of the normal, they wanted to react in any way. And so with the internet helping and many young people calling upon the public in Facebook and social networks, the people just needed to do something. And we didn't have any we didn't have higher figures of asylum seekers in that specific moment. We're talking August 2015. No one had yet arrived to Luxembourg. There were just the hundreds of people that we have had all the time. And so we were drowned under manifestations of solidarity, and we had 33, 40-foot containers of second-hand clothes, but there was no customer for the clothes. So we sent all this to Germany, where the situation was already very, very tricky, and to the French camps in Calais and so on. And then the people started arriving. And when the people started arriving, we learned what we knew before, that we didn't have any collective centers ready to take in so many people. So in the first hours, it was really the authorities desperately seeking any kind of roof. And this is how we end up today with a number of, and it still is a challenge, with a number of places where we put people together, collective center, provisionary collective centers, which are not really fit for sheltering people over a long period of time. So Red Cross is now managing 11 of these collective centers, and I would say that there are 3 decent, and all the others they are not really up to our own standards. So this is what's worrying me now, and which is a challenge for the next coming months and years, because building a society together, a peaceful one, is showing that you are not only showing the first expression of your solidarity, but it has to stay. The welcome is very nice, but then you have to address the problems that are arising. And once the people get their papers, it's only starting with their trouble in a country like Luxembourg, because we are already lacking some 40,000 houses. And so the people who get their papers, they are no more treated like asylum seekers. So they lose all their benefits from there, and they are just treated like normal residents. And if you're a normal resident, you're up on your own to find a job and to find a place to live. And this is very difficult. It's very expensive in Luxembourg, and so we are trying now to push authorities to build more social housing, and municipalities, local authorities, more specifically to create the space for the people.
That's great, and this is in regards of your work here in Luxembourg for the refugees. But I know that Red Cross Luxembourg with other
Yes.
projects around the world. And I wanted you to give me more details about what are the current projects that you are doing in order to sustain peace in the world.
Actually, if you give me 100 euros here, I can't do much about the situation of an asylum seeker, of a migrant. Because with 100 euros, you can feed your family for, let's say, a week if you're very, very economic. If you give me 100 euros in Niger, I can do a lot more. What I tell the people is that in certain places in the world, I can do 1,000 times more than what I can do in Luxembourg. So what we try to do at the Red Cross is assist the people closest to their home. If there is war going on, it's for obvious reasons impossible to keep the people really home, but then at least try to keep them as close as possible to home. And that's what we are doing. This is the real work of the Red Cross. We do the job here in Luxembourg because we have to, because there's no alternative. But if we can choose, we would rather do a lot more in the countries of origin of the people or in the neighboring countries. And that is what we do for the last 10 years. We are building a capacity in sheltering people in migrant situations. This is what we are doing in Burkina Faso and in Niger for the people who fled Mali, the north of Mali. This is what we are doing for the people who flee Boko Haram in Nigeria. So we are one of the few NGOs present in Diffa in South Niger at the border, and trying to assist the people for as much as possible there. And we are also, there's another example, we are working in East Ukraine to try and assist the IDPs, because if we don't give them a hand to stay in their country, of course they will have to leave. And if they come to Europe, they are most welcome to do so. But our money is not worth as much here than as it is worth when we go to East Ukraine. So we can do more if we assist the people there where they used to live and where their capacity, where all their knowledge serves best. And that's what we are doing.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the Red Cross Luxembourg.
Thank you.